Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is proving himself to be one of the best players in the league. To start this season, he has been putting up some ridiculous numbers, and one of the areas of his game that has allowed him to do this is his ability to finish at the rim. One of the things that has made Shai great at finishing at the rim is his touch. He has incredibly soft touch around the rim, allowing him to seamlessly place the ball into the hoop. He excels at these touch layups where he drives to the hoop, but instead of jumping in the air, he stays fairly low to the ground and uses his momentum on the drive to extend his arm and gently touch the ball off the glass into the hoop. This is very difficult to learn but can be very effective. By doing this, it becomes much more difficult for the defense to block the shot. As it is such a quick release, it is hard for the defender to time it. This shot is often made jumping off the same foot as the finishing hand, which makes the release quicker and throws off the defender's timing. On top of this, SGA can use this to finish outside of the lane around the defense. See here, he is driving outside of the lane away from the hoop, but he is able to use this high arcing scoop layup to scoop the ball over the defense and gently place it off the backboard into the hoop. And his touch allows him to finish plenty of more shots other than this scoop layup. One of these is the floater. He is great at getting to the paint and then stopping to float the ball into the hoop. A lot of times he will use this by creating contact with the defender. Once he creates the contact, he will then give a quick bump and stop in the paint. This then frees up enough space so he can rise up to shoot the floater over the defense. These floaters often come to an abrupt stop where the defense's momentum is carrying them too far forward that they cannot stop at the same time. Like we can see on this play, as SGA drives, when he gets to the paint, he comes to an abrupt stop. The defender guarding him can't stop fast enough and ends up running past SGA, leaving him with a wide open floater. But one of the things that makes SGA so great at getting to the rim is initiating contact. He may not appear to be the strongest, but he is actually great at using his body on drives. Even when there appears to not be a straight line drive, he is great at initiating contact to maneuver his way to the rim. A lot of times on the drive, he will get bumped by the defender after one of the first initial dribbles. However, he is great at absorbing this bump and then continuing to initiate the contact and use his body to get closer to the hoop. Being strong and using his body allows him to get closer to the rim and get better looks at finishes. Although creating contact on the drive allows him to get closer to the hoop, it can also lead to more contested finishes. This is where he must also use his touch to finish around the rim. A lot of times when creating contact on the drives, it can lead to finishes over one or two defenders. This can lead to having to adjust the shot in the air to finish around the defense. SGA is very good at this. As we can see on this play, he rises up for the layup, but then is contested at the rim by multiple defenders. But he is able to adjust his shot by extending his arm outside the defense and using his touch to gently place the ball off the backboard into the hoop. These shots usually require a lot of touch because the angles they are taken at are unusual and require proper spin and ball placement. However, Shai is great at using his touch to get these difficult angles and still finish them. But Shai is also very good at eliminating error in his layups by extending his arm close to the hoop. On layups where he can get all the way to the rim, he will try to extend his arm as close as possible to the rim. When his arm is extended this close to the hoop, it eliminates possibility for error because of how close the ball will be to the basket. The closer the ball is, the less force he needs, and the easier it is to place it into the hoop. Like watch here on the drive, SGA gets all the way downhill, and when he goes to finish at the rim, he eliminates all possibility for error by extending his arm right to the rim to finish the layup. SGA has some great finishing ability for a guard. His use of touch allows him to finish some very difficult shots around the rim. Despite his skinnier frame, he is actually great at using his body to get into the paint to finish at the hoop. Finishing at the rim can be very difficult for guards to master, especially when they are smaller guards. The smaller a guard is, the more skilled they must become. So if you would like to see how undersized guards can become great at finishing around the rim, click on this video right here.